13th. And the Scarlet Violet set just got released in Japanese. So we're going to have a little look, have some first reactions and impressions and see what I think is going to be good and what's going to be trash. Let's have a look then. So, Arboliva, I think that's the olive tree geezer. Stage 2, with the ability to fill oil. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you may heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. Okay, so when you evolve, you can heal all damage off one of your Pokemon. That's probably not, like, super bad. I mean, it's got a use case. Sometimes when you look at these new cards, you just have to think, what is the use case? Is there a use case? And there is one for this, right? You know, if you're using a tanky attacker, maybe like a Colossal VMAX, for example, I'm going to keep it around. You can just use this to help. Maybe that's probably a bad example. You don't want to give too many bosses or just targets away. But you know what I mean? You know, is there a use case? Yes, there is a use case. You can maybe, like, you know, stagger them if there's any sort of, I was going to say a scoop up next day. This would actually be quite interesting, but it doesn't. So yeah, it's a use case. It's a pretty bad use case though. It's a stage 2. I'm sure there's probably better healing options. Like right now you got Hyper Potion, for example. So it has got a use case. It's got a use. Is it going to be very good? Probably not, no. Okay, we've got Armarouge, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, the little fire edgy geezer. Stage 130 HP with the ability. Fire Alarm. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a 5 energy attached from your bench Pokemon to your active. As often as you like. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting, because this means one thing, if you ever try to play fire decks, Magma Basin's a great staging, right? Any time you can get energy into play via train is really good. Magma Basin's really good for that. At least you have 5 from your discard attached to your bench. But one annoying thing about playing Magma Basin decks is that you have to play musical chairs all the time because you can't Magma Basin to the active. Now, with that being said, that's where I can see the use case for this, right? You can now Magma Basin essentially to the active. And then your active won't take the 2 damage counters either. So that's actually pretty good. Now, is it worth running a stage 1 just for that purpose? Because normally in a Magma Basin that you have to run a lot of switching cards, like, you know, Switch, Escape Rope, Air Balloon, just so you can try and maneuver around the Magma Basin stuff, right? So is it worth just running more Switch cards as it is just running a like a 2-2 or 1-1 Armarouge? I'm not sure. What's this attack? 90 and burn. Okay, so it's got a pretty mid attack really. But not bad actually. I can see that that's got a better use case than the Armor Lift thing, that's for sure. Oh, we got my boy Gyarados, one of my favourite Pokemon. Let's go. It's an EX. It's got the terrestrial thingbob. This Pokemon can't take damage from attacks while it's on the bench. Now listen here, between you and me, Creatures Inc., whoever's making these cards, right? You have to step your game up with these terrestrials because there ain't no way we have a mechanic so cool like terrestrial and all you're doing is giving everything bench barrier. No. So come on, I'm sure they'll get better over time, but as of now, terrestrial is pretty mid. We don't want that anymore. Remember the ancient traits you had stuff like Delta Plus and Omega Barrier. They were cool, but bench barrier, that's not it. Now, what is the attack on Gyarados then? So we've got 3 for 100, Waterfall, okay. And we got, whoa, that's an attack name. Tyrannical Tail, oh boy. 180 plus. If your opponent's active has any damage counters on it, its attack does 180 more. Woo! So that's basically saying get out of the way if you've got damage on. Now, Zigzagoon does rotate, but we do have the Hawlucha that's in this set, which is kind of like Zigzagoon, but can only go to the bench but in 2 places. So we have got ways to manipulate damage, that shouldn't be a problem. The big problem though is 5 energy this attack costs. That's a lot of energy. No easy way around that, is a lot. But you do have stuff like Palkia. There might be ways to get around this, but how much HP has he got? 300 on a stage 1 is pretty crazy actually. Only giving up 2 prizes. The problem I see with this though is that once this one goes down, you're in trouble. So I don't see how you get the next one going. So maybe you like try and set up your first Gyarados to take 4 prizes, then use a Palkia V-Star to take the last 2. Seems reasonable. I don't think Melanie rotates, so that could work. We got a Wugtrio stage 1. C funneling for 3 colourless energy. Flip 3 coins for each head. Discard 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Wow! So that means, realistically, you're going to be getting 3 to 6 most turns. Some turns you're going to get 9 cards off the top. of your opponent's deck. That is pretty crazy actually, but it costs 3 energy. I'm not 100% sure as to what energy acceleration we have post rotation. Maybe Cherrim, that could work, Cherrim. So could Cherrim Wugtrio be a deck? I don't know, maybe. I've seen worse discard decks be played. We've got ourselves Dondozo, basic Pokemon, 160 HP, god damn. Now normally that'd be good, 160 HP on the basic one prizer, but these days everything hits 160, it doesn't really matter. Like the attack Vent Wrath, 50 times each Tatsugiri in the discard pile. So you can get up to, what can you get up to there? You get up to 200 for 2 energy, or DTE 180. Not bad. Choice Belt, I think, survives rotation. I think it does. Or does it? Yeah, it does. So, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It seems good on paper. When you think about a lot of these EXs have like, you know, 250 or even up to like 300 HP now and over. I just don't see how this wins the prize trade really, because you get 1 shot, you 2 shot, except it's much harder for you to 2 shot than it is for them to 1 shot. So as much as I like Dondozo, it might be a fun little league challenge deck. Will it be anything meta relevant? Probably not. What does Tatsuri do? Anything good? Search your deck for 2 water energy attaching to your basic Pokemon. It's not really. And obviously we've got the Gardevoir line, all really good to be honest with you. Gardevoir EX, you know, letting you get as many basic sidekicks out of your discard pile and attach him is obviously really strong. The attack, you know, it's okay at best, but probably not going to be attacking with this. There's a whole ton of different Gardevoirs and Gallades and stuff you can use, so obviously Gardevoir is going to be good. Probably the, is it the deck to beat out of Scarlet Violet? I'm not saying it's going to be the best deck in format when it comes out, but I think it's going to be the best sort of new deck from Scarlet Violet, I think. But yeah, just watch out for those stage 2 problems. Drifblim, not very good. Dedenne seems to get a lot of cards these days. Fido, Dashbun. What does Dashbun do? It's got an ability, 90 HP, so it's livable, searchable. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's fire types. It's got a bit of heat proof. Not bad, I guess, but I don't see fire being super relevant. Well, this Crocodile annoys me. This is what I don't get when it comes to Pokemon cards these days, right? You got cards like Gardevoir, stage 2, gonna attach a ton of energy, you know, decent attack, 300 HP, right? Great. It only gives up 2 prize cards as well. So that's good. Why on earth do they print cards like Crocodile, right? So it's a stage 2, so it's got the same limitations as Gardevoir, right? Except you haven't got a gangster ability and you haven't got a gangster attack. Look at this. If you take the time to get out a stage 2 Pokemon like Crocodile, attach 2 coloured energy to it, you can do 180 damage. So that's 10 less than Gardevoir, right? But you hit yourself for 30 damage to all of your bench Pokemon. Like, why? Why? Like, why? Do you just not want us to play 1 prizes? As we've seen, Dondozo probably looks decent, but I promise you it ain't going to be that great. And then the Dondozo, like, why? I mean, the Crocodile, why would you ever play Crocodile? It's just annoying. Speaking of Hawlucha, here is Hawlucha, basic Pokemon, 70 HP. Flying entry, when you bench this Pokemon, you can pick 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, put 1 damage counter on it. A bit like the Giratina from back in the day with Distortion Door, so that's going to be your new Zigzagoon, but there are some limitations now. We haven't got Scoop Up Net, and this can't go to the active, which could be really annoying actually, so keep that in mind. Oh, great Tusk EX, oh boy, now we've seen this one already, this isn't new, but I'm really sad. Paradox Pokemon are really cool. They remind me of Ultra Beast, right? And Ultra Beast in Sun and Moon had their own little sort of mechanic where they had the Ultra Beast tag and, you know, you get cards like Ultra Space and all that good stuff to interact with, right? And I thought Paradox Pokemon would be kind of similar in the sense that, you know, they're kind of their own little thing. Maybe you'd have like a Domfan EX and then you could like put a Paradox Pokemon on top of it, a bit like a V-Star actually then, and it gets like increased HP or an ability or some new attacks, maybe a bit like a break even. Because, you know, they are unique Pokemon, they deserve to have a unique mechanic. So when I saw that they were just normal Pokemon EX, I was a bit sad really, but let's look at this card anyway. So for 1 energy you do 40 damage, this card is Stadium, great, 1 energy attacks are never a bad thing to have. And then for 3 fighting you do 250 damage, and then 50 to yourself. So 3 colored energies. We do have the fighting type EX. I think can accelerate energy. So you could turbo this out, turn 2 pretty easy. You also have like Pickaxe. 250 is a good number actually. Goes up to 280. Still not quite one-shot in the stage 2s though. So I don't think it's going to be that great. And hitting yourself for 50 is dreadful. You're basically putting yourself back into range of these big stage 2s. So I don't see this being very good. Oh, there's Koraidon. There it is, Koraidon. You can search your deck for 2 fighting energy cards, attach them to your basic fighting Pokemon, and then end your turn. So is there ever a use case to use Koraidon, Great Tusk over Koraidon just to attack? I mean, the extra 30 damage, I guess, but yeah, I just don't see how these compete with Gardevoir, for example. So is it weak to Psychic as well? They're both weak to Psychic, I think. Yeah, so no, can't play them. There's a Toxicroak EX. Okay, so stage 1, 250 HP. 250 HP on a stage 1. So Great Tusk had 250 as a basic. That's kind of interesting. Nasty Plot. Search your deck for 2 cards, put them in your hand. Not bad. Be better if it was a basic, but not bad. And then you got Toxic Ripper, Dark Colorless, 120 damage. Your opponent's active now takes 6 damage counters in between turns. So that's like 180 damage immediately for 3 Dark Energy. I guess Dark Patch does exist. Any other ways to increase poison damage? I guess, oh, you've got the Sneasler, so I guess that's 8 damage counters in between turns. How much health you got again? 250, weak to fighting. Could be good, might be. Got Dark Patch, could be decent, could be decent. We have a Kingambit, stage 2 Pokemon, 170 HP. With the ability Generalship, as long as Pokemon's in play, the attacks of your basic Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active. So it's like an inbuilt choice belt. Well, just an inbuilt choice belt without the stipulation of only hitting Vs. 30 damage is quite good actually. It's a good modifier, but it's a stage 2. You know, I mean, obviously this is good in decks that need maths fixing, that are just shy of hitting a KO. So I guess going back to the Great Tusk, for example, 250, 280, you need an extra 30. This could come in there, right? And I guess since that's a basic, you might have room for that. So maybe Kingambit Great Tusk is the way to go. But it's not bad. It's a stage 2 though, so you need a lot of investment, I think. But 30 damage is never a bad thing to have. We got a Revavroom, and I use Revavroom in my playthrough, and I really liked it actually. So what does Revavroom do? Stage 1 Pokemon, 140 HP. The ability Rumbling Engine, you must discard an energy from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw to have 6 cards in your hand. Wow, hold on. You can discard an energy card from your hand and draw up to 6. Woo, that's good, that's very good. This could be a new engine. In decks that want to like discard energy, you could play this, right? Most def. I guess you could always argue, is the drawing the extra card, but having to discard an energy card to do it, better than just playing the battle where you always draw up to 5. Interesting debate. I'd be intrigued to see how decks pans out. But that's definitely an engine. That's a very good card. That will see some play on a stage 1, on a Pokemon that I like too, so happy days, fan of that. Zangoose, no. Staraptor, no. There's an Oinkologne EX. Oinkologne, is that how you pronounce it? Oinkologne? Stage 1, 260 HP. Wow, HP is getting silly these days, man. 260. Fragrance Fury, 10 plus 30 for each one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I guess for 1 energy, that's not bad, right? And then Heavy Stamp, 3 energy to 10 flip a coin if there's this Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. I don't think that's going to be a very good card, unfortunately. Team Star Grunt, this is a new one actually. Put an energy attached to your opponent's active on top of their deck. What? There was a card that did that. What did that? I can't remember. Was it Team Yell? Oh, the Team Yell put it back in hand. Either way, Disruption Supporter, it's not bad. I'm sure there'll be some Disruption that I'd love to play that. The good thing about this is that your opponent top decks it as well. So, they're not going to develop their board much, right? If you hand lock them, for example. So, not bad. We've got Spidops EX. Stage 1 Pokemon, 260 HP. With the ability Trap Territory, your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 colorless more. On the stage 1, that's not bad actually. There'll be a use case for that. Have some sort of control the archetype, try and lock up your opponent. You like boss up something and they don't want any active, and you like Galar Mine them back in the day. I guess now Galar Mine's gone, you can use a Spidops instead. So what does the attack do? 2 for 90 and 30 for each one of your opponents. So it's an okay attack at best, but that might see play at some point. just to be an irritant. Arcanine EX, have you seen this? This actually might be one of the cards that I think is getting slept on a little bit. For free, so it's a stage 1 Pokemon, 280 HP. God damn it! With that, it can't be hit by benched it can't be hit whilst on the benched terrestrial thing. And then for free energy, you do 250. So again, you know, with that that Scar Cadet, you can sort of stop taking the Magma Basin damage, keep this guy in the active. 280 HP on a stage 1's not bad. 250. 250 seems to be that new number where it's just going to be everything seems to hit that, and it's just like who's got the best math fixes. Because you're not hitting 300 with that anytime soon. So unless you start getting jiggy with it with the hustle pelts and the Hawlucha. But I'm quite hyped for Arcanine actually. There's a Houndoom, not very good. Slowbro normally gets interesting cards. As often as you like during your turn, you may move 1 damage counter from your Pokemon to this Pokemon. As often as you like. Wow! As often as you like, you can move a damage counter. So it's almost, you can just heal your active. How much else has it got? 100. You can heal 100 off your active. Good thing Scoop Up Net's gone. Could you imagine that? Just like a free Hyper Pot at that point. You move all the damage off and then scoop it back up. Huh. Interesting. Does Cheryl survive actually? If you had like 4 or 3 of these, you can like move 300 damage off and then Cheryl. And you'd have to have a basic attacker though to make sure your attacker didn't have their energy discarded. But Slowbro Cheryl. You heard it here first. Let's have a look. We got Magnezone EX. It seems okay. Probably outclassed by Ampharos now though. 1 energy crush 50 times each energy attack to all your opponent's Pokemon. Not a bad attack actually for 1 energy. Look at this HP though, 330. This is what I'm talking about. If stage 2 become meta, these basics need to have something going for them because right now 330 seems to be the number to hit. Although I've just realised Great Tusk hits all these Donnies for weakness, so keep that in mind. Let's have a look what else we got. We got this Toxtricity, seems pretty naughty, with the attack tear off for 2 colours energy. Choose 2 cards from your hand without looking. Your opponent reveals them. Your opponent reveals them and shuffles them back into the deck. Again, if you're trying to handlock people, that's pretty crazy. So it could be a fun little card. That I say fun, probably not fun to be on the receiving end. Maybe fun if you're on the attacking end, I guess. Let's have a look what we got here. We got a Pawmot. Oh, Pawmot's a stage 2. I always thought Pawmot was a stage 1. Okay, so you got Pawmot. I gave up with him on my playthrough, to be fair. I mean, he didn't evolve. I was just like, bin him off. Okay, so you got Pawmot, stage 2 Pokemon with 130 HP. Jesus, the Dondozo had more HP than that. Golly. Okay, with the ability to charge up, once you turn, you may search deck for a lightning energy card attached to this Pokemon. Okay, not bad. On the stage 2, what does the attack do? 230 and then discard all energy from this Pokemon. Jesus Christ. So you're going to get out your stage 2, yeah? Attach, you have to have energy attached to it already. Then you can use your ability. Then you can attach again, you know, over 2 turns. So you're thinking, right, I've got my 130 HP stage 2 Pokemon, taking all these resources to get them out. I'm going to get 3 energy on the bad boy. I'm going to do 230. It doesn't even one-shot some stuff, by the way. One-shots the basic stuff, actually. 230 is a good number. And then immediately get KO, and then even if you don't immediately get KO, you have to like, you can't even attack next turn. Oh, I was quite hyped for that, and now I realise it's trash. Okay, we got the Miraidon EX, we've seen this already. Lets you search your deck for 2 basic lightning types and put them on your bench. Okay, so you're going to get set up. 220 is a good number. You know, you think there's like the wind-up thing I get to later that can help accelerate that, or you could just help get your Flaffies or Magnemites or all that good stuff. So, yeah, not bad. There is a Hypno, flip a coin if there's, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacked and use it as this attack. It's a troll, isn't it? You can't really rely. Does Glimwood Tangle survive rotation? I don't think it does. Okay, we got Banette EX. Okay, I think I've seen this on Twitter. For EX Pokemon, 250 HP, the attack Eternal Darkness, 1 Psychic, 30 damage. Your opponent can't play item cards from their hand. So it's a bit like well, a bit like Vikavolt, or a bit like Cybertoad if you've been playing that long. On the stage 1, not bad. I don't know, it's strange because ever since Cybertoad, they've never given item lock as easy. Cybertoad was just a DC on a basic. Is this better? I mean, you've got the other Banette, the de-evolved Banette, which is kind of cool. So you can, like, you know, because let's say you hit into a Magnezone EX, for example, all you have to do is do this twice or once with that Hustle Belt card, I forgot its name, Combat Belt, whatever. And then you can, like, de-evolve it for the KO whilst maintaining item lock. So you got that. You've also got the Lost Zone Banette, actually, which lets you get back supporter. So the sort of Banette line has a lot of options, but you might run into the 4 syndrome where you can only run, you know, 4 shove hits. So you might actually struggle to get it all out, especially with no Scoop on that. But okay, decent. Then we've got Poltergeist for 1 psychic, 1 colourless. Look at your opponent's hand, 60 for each trainer card you find it. This is like a good cleanup attack, right? Because you've been item locking so much that they just can't play all these as trainers and items, or they can't play their items, I should say. And then you just finish off with a Poltergeist, a bit like Gengar Mimikyu with the Horror House Poltergeist combo. So it's okay. I could see there maybe being some archetypes for this, but it's a stage 1, so got to keep that into account. I guess Marnie rotates as well, so you might have to play like a Judge Engine to sort of, you know, try and disrupt them a little bit. And, you know, Judge plus item lock could be quite bad, especially in an evolution meta, so could be good. Basic Pokemon 70 HP with the ability Prank Lock. When it's in the active, your opponent's active, as long as it's in the active, each player's basic Pokemon in play, have no abilities. That's actually really good. There's a Ralts for 1 Psychic Energy, it like strafes. So what you can do, you can strafe, put this in the active, and what this turns off quite a lot. It turns off Mew, Celebration's Mew, and it turns off Genesect V as well. So this is like, I think, another soft counter to Mew. Yeah, it's good. No, this is a good card. I can't think of it too many times where it affects you, as in, because it stops all basic Pokemon abilities. I don't know if that ever affects you, maybe, but this is a good card for sure. What does the attack do? 1 for 10. Okay, it's trash. So yeah, now that, excuse me, that is a good card. That's gonna have to be one to watch out for sure. We have Houndstone, stage 140 HP. Grave Visit attack for 2 Psychic Energy, 80 plus 10 for each Psychic in your discard pile. Reminds me of that single strike Lycanroc. That was always trash. This will be trash. I can't think of any Psychic Acceleration outside of Gardevoir, and you're not going to play a stage 2 to support a stage 1 that then needs to have a ton of Psychic Pokemon in the discard pile, so not very good. There's Annihilate, new Pokemon. Stage 2 now, don't forget. 140 HP. See, why? Stage 2, 140 HP. The Houndstone had 130. Enraged Fist, there's 70 for each prize card already taken by your opponent, and then Dynamic Punch 2 for 170. Yeah, you're not playing that, are you? Let's be honest. Or maybe actually like a Zoroark box deck. You could like get the Primate out of all, Bing, clean up your prize cards. Maybe it does get played in it for that reason. These are coloured energy though. Spiritomb always has gangster stuff. Basic Pokemon 70 HP. It looks so angry in that artwork as well. Come on, Spiritomb, ain't that bad. Destruction Verdict, 2 Dark Energy, flip 2 coins with both ahead. Your opponent's active is now knocked out. For 2 Dark, I guess he's got Dark Patch actually, right hand. I guess you probably never use this over the Jirachi. Although maybe you could play the Jirachi meme deck now, because you basically have like 5 Jirachis you could use, 4 Spiritombs and that. So. Okay, what does Mabospliff do? I used him in my playthrough and I really liked him. Once during your turn you may switch. Once during your turn you may switch your opponent's active with one of their benched. Your opponent chooses. Oh, I thought for a second it was Boss's Orders on the stage 1. I was like, yo! So it's actually more of a skate rope on the stage 1. Okay, not bad actually. Attack 3 for 160, so the attack's trash. A skate rope on ability is not bad. To be fair, we've seen it on some cards before. I think Theo had the same thing on a basic, so I'm not sure. I don't think on the stage 1 I'll ever see play, unfortunately. Blissey is a stage 1 Pokemon that lets you heal all special conditions from your active. If special conditions, you know, if there's ever like a laser bang reprint, then you can use this, I guess, but until then, probably not. This Scoobit's actually interesting. I saw this on Twitter. Basic Pokemon 6 HP with the ability Hidey Hole. You can shuffle your hand to the bottom of the deck and then draw one card. What this is good for is things like mustard. If you can like switch in cups of mustard to the top, put all your cards to the bottom, draw the mustard, bing! You can now mustard and get out, I don't know, Rapid Strike Urshifu maybe, or Beedrill. So interesting. I'm not 100% sure if that would be the best way to play mustard. You might just be able to just build a discardy sort of a deck with like, you know, Nest Ball and Ultra Ball and stuff like this. So, but yeah, it has got a use case. And any card that has a use case, you have to take kind of seriously. Okay. We have a Maushold. This is a Pokemon I use. I'm just looking at all the Pokemon I use, and stage 1 Pokemon, the attack, family attack, DCE. 7 EP each one of your Maushold in play. So 7, 14, 21. 280. So everything's hitting that 250, 280 range. Now this is level ball searchable, which is good. I think DTE stays. So we've got that. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I guess you could argue this or Dondozo, which one's better or worse in your opinion. But they seem to be the sort of fun little non-rule box decks coming out of this set. So not 100% sure if it's any good. Okay, so there's that electric generator I told you about. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 basic lightning and attach them to your bench lightning types. Decent, max elixir, less dig, but the ability to maybe get 2, a bit dirty actually, so not bad for those lightning things. We've got Katie, interesting support. I don't remember her in the games actually. Katie, she's a gym leader. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 8 on your turn ends. This could be really good for control actually, because a lot of the time control decks don't attack anyway. You can just fill your hand up to 8, could be good. We've got Miriam, choose up to 5 Pokemon cards from your discard pile, shuffle them into your deck, and then draw 3. Interesting, so it's like Sacred Ash, but you can draw 3 cards on a supporter. Maybe some stage 2 decks will play it as a one-off just in case. I'm not 100% sure when you need that. Mega Goza, really like Mega Goza. I like Mega Goza, it's a cool place, good theme as well. Once during each player's turn, flip a coin in their to search their deck for a Pokemon card, reveal it and put it into their hand. Whoa, this could be the best card in the set. Oh my goodness. Flip a coin, get a Pokemon. God damn. Yeah, so that's the sort of card these stage 2 decks need, right? Like I said, there's always a stage 2 puzzle, rare candy, Pokemon. And this can help alleviate that. And you might be able to get multiple uses of it in the game as well. Woo-wee! That's a very good card. Wow. Wow. Strong card. Make sure you pick up 4 reverse follows of them straight away. It's only going to go up, up, up. Because it's any Pokemon, right? You can get basics. So if there's any, like, you know, Crobat, Lumineon. Well, Crobat rotates actually. I don't know about Lumineon. But, you know, any of that stuff, you can grab them as well. That is an outrageous stadium card. That could be the stadium card you play if you don't know what stadium to play in a deck. Like, let's say Lugia, for example. Now, Lugia struggles to play a stadium, but now you can probably just play this because it gets you Archeops, it could get you Lugia, it could get you your Battle Amazing Rare. Fantastic card. I think that's the best card in the set. Oh, and I think that's all the new stuff. Yeah, wow. So saving the best till last. Interesting. Overall, I'm a bit underwhelmed actually. I'm a bit underwhelmed by this set. It doesn't seem to be much fun stuff. Mega Goza is the most exciting card for me in the set, and that just, it's a bit like Evolution Incense or an Ultra Ball in a stadium. But hey, hope you had fun. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all next time.